Yo, what's going on? It is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. It means it's time for another live stream. Today is Thursday. I'm going to say May 11th. I'm pretty sure that's what the date is. 2023. And because it's Thursday, it's happy hour. And we have a special guest. We have a special episode today because this is the first time I've had a live guest in studio. It's not a live stream live. We did that in Boston, but this is like, I would say equally special because I've never had another person join in person for a live stream. And this week we have Greg Itahara here in the studio. Greg, welcome.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
And guys, check this out. I got camera set up. I did the wide shot so you guys could see more of the shoes. And so you could see that we're both here at the same time. We're not, I mean, I guess there's a thing in the middle, so I guess we could be faking this.
We could touch fingers and be like,
oh, yeah. There we go.
Yep.
So we're here in person, but I got another camera set up too. So now look at this shot on Greg. It's looking good on you. But first, before we get too far into it, let's say hi to everyone listening in on the audio only version on the podcast. If you're out there having a run while you're listening to this, hopefully having a good run. Did you go for a run today, Greg?
Yes, I ran to the bathroom and then I ran to figure out what I was wearing and then I ran to the car and then I ran over here in my car.
All right. There you go. We're all running in our own ways. And hopefully if you're listening to this, you're having a good run, however it is you're running. And everyone watching this on YouTube later, but not live, you really should have been here. It would have been a lot more fun for you, because then you could have joined in the chat if you had any questions for Greg or I, or the both of us together, I guess. But if you are watching it later, welcome. You are listening to the #1 running podcast to have on as your #3 tab open of your many tabs that are open. You're trying to figure out which ones you can close. So welcome to you guys too. All right, let's see who we got in the chat. Hannah Lazewski says, I don't know if his mic is working. Greg, can you say something again?
No.
All right. Let me get, okay. Calvin says your mic is low or off. I hear it super, super loud in my ears. So like,
do I need to talk louder maybe?
All right, let's try it. I think I got it louder, so let's see. All right, let me try one more thing. Guys. All right. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. See, we're trying all sorts of new things. Give me another hello, Greg. I'm gonna ISO on Greg. Here you go.
What up, Co?
All right. Now it's good. All right. Good. All right. Most pressing question of the day from Tony Macias.
I know what this is, and I can't even see the chat, but I know it. Let's hear it.
Tony wants to know, does the shoe wall smell?
It's like a spring meadow in here, my fam. No, it doesn't smell at all, actually. It doesn't. So, legit, does not, I don't even know what camera. Legit.
You're on this camera over here.
Legit. No stank.
Yeah, Eliza wants to know if it smells too. All right. Yeah, see, that's all everyone wants to know. Cosmic Pineapple does say, though, yo, what's going on? This is the 4th tab on my browser. So 3rd tab, 4th tab, that's okay. Nice. You know what? As long as we're still the #1 running podcast that you're watching, I don't care what tab number I am. You know.
True that.
All right. Yeah, Eric says, so Mike cleaned before he came over. Check. Yeah, I did. Well, you know what? My wife did a lot of cleaning, which I told her we don't have to. But she did, because that's how she is. And I cleaned up a little bit. But there is like a big pile of empty boxes over there that I've been meaning to get to, but I didn't clean them up on the way in.
Yeah, pretty much when you walk in the door, it's like the back door stock room of like Foot Locker. There's rows and rows of shoes and gear, and it's almost like hoarders. Yeah. But there's no, I'm just kidding. No, it's
yeah. The upstairs where my wife was cleaning, that's clean. The basement where I'm in charge more is very messy. And someone said that there's a lot of empty shoes on the wall. There's not that many. Some of them haven't been filled in yet. Like those up here, those will get filled in soon in the center section. And that one over there, I ran in the one over by Greg. I ran in the Triumph 20s today. That's why that space is there. So we'll fill it in. Richard Wilson says, a house with kids shouldn't be immaculate. What do you think about that, Greg?
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
There should be spots in the house that should be pretty clean, just as a general, like, no kid zone,
Okay.
especially if you have like young kids
Yeah.
like you do. And it was the same with our son when he was little. Pretty much every room in the house was his.
Yeah.
And now, since he's a teenager, he only sticks to one room.
Mm-hmm.
And now every room in the house is the dog's room. So
Oh.
there's like a bed in every corner, and he makes beds out of like piles of clothes.
Yeah.
So now it's pretty much the dog's house right now. So
Yeah, see, like my wife and I, we always feel like when we go to someone else's house, like they have like, adult spaces and then like kid spaces. But like part of it was we lived in a small condo for a long time. And so like there was no such thing as an adult space.
right.
And even now, when we live in a house, we still don't really have that many adult space. The kids just take over everything. So like I think my mom came over. She's like, "Oh, so you're still just gonna have all these kids' toys in your living room?" Like I thought that was just because you lived in the condo. I'm like, no, I mean, where else am I gonna put them?
I know, right?
If I don't put them in here, they're never gonna play with them.
Right.
So,
And plus, we don't have people come over on a regular basis, so
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty much like whatever is just
Yeah.
as long as you're not tripping over stuff.
okay,
It's all good.
all right, yeah. Steven C says, if Mike was to have this shoe wall when I first met his wife, what'd the chance they'd be together now? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think this would be major red flag. Like if you were dating someone and you brought them over to your house and like inside their house, like in their living room, they had like a wall of shoes. That would be like a red flag. Would that be like a red flag for you? I mean,
There could be a lot of worse things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
could be a red flag
Yeah.
when you first walk into someone's house.
Yeah.
But this is very organized. It's very like it could be worse if this was just a big pile of shoes.
Yeah.
That would be a red flag, I think.
okay.
But this is very organized.
Well, you know what? I see most people's like shoe walls, and it's not as big as this, because it's like for normal people, and it'll be like it starts out like rows and rows of shoes, and then like shoes get stuffed in between other shoes. You ever see that?
Yep.
So that's when I feel like
Yep.
that might be red flag
Yeah.
territory.
I do that too. I'm a sneakerhead, so in my closet, they're accordion doors, so you can't
Okay.
really see what's behind the doors.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I only have so many boxes.
Right.
So, and I'm kind of lazy sometimes. Like I just throw them in the closet. I don't put them back where
Yeah.
I got them from.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of empty boxes where the shoes should be put, and then when I get more shoes, I just forget to buy more shoe boxes, so they just land like in the corner. And then you just close the accordion doors, and the problem kind of just disappears.
Yeah,
So,
I think that if you can close the door,
yeah,
you could be messier.
yeah,
That's not a red flag for me.
sure.
All right. Here's a question for you, Greg. From Shannon. She wants to know who is the highest profile client you've ever worked for, besides Co, of course. Those are her words, not mine.
Okay, so the number 2 would be, I would say, well, I teach, I not teach, every person that comes to me, I treat them as they are the number one, because they are. Everyone has stories to tell. Everyone wants something for that special day. It's almost like a wedding day. You want to get that special tuxedo. You want to get that wedding dress, to make it look just right for that day. Because, you're training sometimes a year round for just one race. So you want to look good, feel good, run good. So getting back to the question, sorry. I'd say Clayton Murphy, two-time Olympian.
Yeah.
I did a pair of Kobe memorial spikes for him, and he said they were just too pretty to wear. So he put them in a case, and they're in his office, just sitting there. So yeah, Clayton Murphy. Then also Jordan Guzman. He's a pro Adidas athlete with Tin Man Elite. I did a pair of lifestyle superstars, which had the theme of Avatar.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
The Last Airbender. Those shoes were pretty hype. He only wears those on special occasions. So as far as like pros, those are probably the top two before this guy.
But like when it comes to like those customs, they can't wear them for like big meets though, right?
Correct. I think per regulation. I think it depends on what the meat is. I
Yeah.
mean, Clayton has I did do a pair of Grinch shoes for him. He did wear them, I believe, in a meet. I don't know which one, but I think each race has their own regulations of what you can wear and stuff like that.
And that
So,
goes for like singlets too. So like you can
yes.
like sometimes if they have, I mean, like if it's an international event, you have to be in the USA team kit or whatever.
Right.
But like even for other meets, like you can't have like a custom
Correct.
singlet, right?
I've done stuff for universities, and they're pretty stringent on like how big the logo could be,
Right.
what could be on the singlet. So you really have to be pretty accurate as far as measurement, because you don't want an athlete to be disqualified because
Oh.
you made the logo like a quarter of an inch bigger than
Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are rules and regulations about that.
That's pretty wild. Like, I mean, like, why do they care?
I don't know.
I mean, that makes no sense to me, but like,
Yeah.
because I feel like this could be, I guess there could be an issue then with like, I don't know. Then what if people start having like either drug references or alcoholic references, stuff like that? That I could see being a problem. I could see it being like if it becomes just like a singlet full of logos, which I personally don't have a problem with, but like I
Right.
know a lot of people think would be bad for the sport.
Right.
But then it's also like, well, then if it becomes political and then all those kinds of things, then it can be like, like, then yeah, I could see it become a slippery slope. But I'm also just like, if you're making like a custom Nike spike and it's at like a Nike meet, I mean, like,
Why not?
why should
Right.
why should it be a
Right.
problem?
I mean,
But, like,
if it doesn't have any like negative statement to it, or if it doesn't enhance your performance,
yeah.
why not?
I mean, if anything, like in theory, like putting a bunch of paint on it could hinder their performance. Right. I mean, rather
Right.
than performing.
Right.
It's not a performance benefit.
Correct.
You know.
Correct. Yeah.
Do you ever run into any copyright issues with some of the stuff that you do?
Actually, no, I
Okay.
don't. Because I always ask the person to purchase the gear and then ship it to me. So pretty much it's like they want to do whatever they want. It's sort of like if I got a pair of shoes and I just put like a cartoon character on it.
Right,
You know,
right.
that is for my own personal
Yeah.
use. You know, I'm not selling like mass quantities, or I'm not promoting it as, hey, I'm doing like this Marvel character and I'm selling it to whoever wants it. It's more or less like whatever you want on the shoe or on the singlet or whatever it is, I'll do it, but you have to kind of purchase it. There's sometimes a gray area. I mean, even in the regular custom world, like what's the legality of
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
But as far as for me, no, there hasn't been any.
Okay. Well, hopefully that stays that way. Because I could see like I could see like if someone was like, hey, I'm a real big fan of Mickey Mouse. Can you put Mickey Mouse on these Nike spikes?
Right.
You're gonna get a phone call. Yeah. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially Disney. I mean, they're hardcore. So
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that could be a problem, but like that's why I'm like, well, with the Airbender one, I'm like, oh, I don't know. But interesting. Yeah, Calvin says, as long as Greg doesn't incur the wrath of Mickey Mouse, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
There you go. And Eric says, the Disney attorneys are busy in Florida these days. And they're not going to notice anything like a shirt.
now's my time to capitalize on the mouse.
Yeah. And Richard Wilson says, just don't do a BAA singlet.
And film it while you're on the BAA course.
Yeah. I gave them a hard time. And we all like to give the BAA a hard time, but so far anyway, I haven't had
No issues?
no emails.
Really?
Periodically, I feel like what I could see happening is like they would just fix the glitch, and like one day I look for my result and it's like DQ. But so far, I do keep checking on my result.
Okay.
It's still there. So like in fairness to them, they haven't given me a hard time.
Okay.
So
Well, let's keep it that way.
yeah.
You know?
I think that's all I asked for.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of expecting a harsh email. That's what I was expecting, but so far, good. Here's an interesting question from Amadita Dicochea. She loved the New York City theme shoes. She said, I wish I could buy the Amazing Talent. That wasn't the question. I actually hit the wrong one, but that is a nice one.
Thank you.
I feel like the New York City theme ones were, I really like them. And I was expecting them to pop off a little bit more. But like the response to them at the time was a little bit tepid.
Right. I mean,
sorry about that.
I mean, it's one of those things where your audience is really, running endurance based, technical.
Yeah.
Like those are like lifestyle shoes. I don't think a whole lot of people, I could be wrong, that hardcore runners that are into like stack heights and all this other stuff are into, oh, look, he did like he painted a shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of thing. But yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, some people were really into it. And Amadita liked it too. And I really liked it. I was just thinking about wearing them the other day because I've been going to the gym now.
Okay.
Which has been a new thing for me. But I don't want to do it in running shoes because one, I think it ruins the running shoes.
Right.
And two, like they're too squishy, and I feel like it's just not safe to do it. Safe is not the right word. It's not the best to do it. So I've been like, all right, what shoes do I have that are more like flat gym shoes? And I'm like, oh, all these Itahara customs.
Because they're lifestyle.
Yeah. Because the lifestyle shoes I feel like work.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, oh, I think I might bust out the New York City ones for my next leg day.
Why don't you reach out to ASICS? They have a bunch of.
Oh, I have some. Yeah, I mean that's what I've been using. I've been using the classic CTs.
Yeah.
Which I think that's a great silhouette.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that one. I mean, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I like the ASICS classic CTs more than I like Air Force Ones. I feel like the Air Force Ones are just. I know it's a chunky design, but for me, it's just too chunky for me.
Yeah, and that silhouette is just kind of like out there all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, all silhouettes are fresh, but some you just have to like kind of look at it in a different light.
Yeah. So I've been trying to do some different things and just trying to experiment, but yeah. All right, here's the question that I meant to get to. DJ Advantage says, how many commissions have you rejected, and why would you ever reject a commission if you have it ever?
Okay, here's the funny part. I tell people, like friends of mine, that even when I post, like, hey, I'm totally booked. I'm not taking anything. I even have to like put in my bio, I'm fully booked.
Yeah.
I take down like my email address and stuff. People still DM me. I even say no DMs. People still DM. I love it. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's mostly like it's a constant thing, especially when that guy, Ben Johnson, posts like a singlet.
Yeah.
Like I get like the Boston one that I did for
that
recently.
Was so good.
I get so many DMs like, hey, I want a Mets one. Hey, then I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get sued.
Yeah.
Talk about legality.
Yeah.
But no, I try to do every custom that someone wants. The stickler is I don't ship international, and sometimes it's the price point that people think, wow, I didn't think it was going to be that expensive to do. But you also have to figure in the trial and error that every customizer has to do. You have to think of it's a piece of art, it's a painting. It's all done by these two hands. There's no machines, there's no nothing. So those are really the only two. Third stipulation is I also do graphic design. So the custom stuff is almost like a side thing, a supplement to my graphic design. So once my graphic design stuff is really like popping, like I'm like really like into it, I have to like step away a little bit from the custom stuff. So that could also be a determination of like who I can and who I can't work on. But normally it's like, yeah, I love to work with you, but right now I'm just really busy. I don't deny people, and people tell me their stories. Yeah, because that's what I want to hear. I want to hear the story behind why they want this design, and a lot of them are really like taken to heart. But yeah, I don't turn really anyone away.
Okay, now in terms of like, other graphic design. You designed the graphics for the Eugene Marathon. Is that right?
Yes, it was it's one of those designs where it's almost a supplement to their main merch. Okay. So their main merch was their logo on different Nike swag. Mine was this big graphic design of celebrating running in the footsteps of legends. Okay. So I did that last year with them. I did it again this year. But yeah, that was a real fun project to do.
Jennifer Herring, and a couple people have asked kind of like the same question. What has been your favorite piece that you worked on?
Every piece.
Yeah.
Every single piece. I mean, you're the one with the New Balance with the bridges in New York. That one was really like cerebral because I had to think bridges aren't sexy, So how can we like encompass the New York Marathon and tell a story on the shoes? So the 5 bridges, the 5 boroughs, one bridge on each, inner, outer, and then on the back tab.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is like very cool.
So. Very cool. Very diplomatic.
Yeah.
Have you had any tattoo design requests?
I had one, and of course it comes down to, a little expensive.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
because then with that too, you have to then also have a tattoo artist to do the ink. So
correct.
So that person's paying 2 people.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you have an answer for this question? Spencer wants to know. I might have missed it. What's the price range for a singlet?
It really depends.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Depends on what you want. You know, it could be. Some people just want like an iron-on patch. That could be like maybe 50 or 60, depending on how many colors. Like a full color one could range up into the 400s and up. So it really depends. Got it.
Al Davino says, Greg, I love the design for Eugene last year when I ran it. It was so awesome.
Thank you.
And Jay Prez is in here. He says, the Spark Worldwide Cherry Bomb design is by far the best one. That is a good one. Do you remember that one?
I do. Yeah. I remember.
That was recently, right?
Yeah, that was. That was for the cherry blossom.
Okay. Yeah, very good.
Shout out Spark. What's up?
Cheryl Ross wants to know, Greg, are you designing the singlet for Kara this year?
I know that they have previous designs from me from years past. So what they do is they just sort of like reuse the same logo but change out the color, and then change out like the date or whatever the merch color is. So, but yeah, pretty much everything that you see produced by Kara, like the finisher metal, I did the Lakefront 10. It's all those designs, like the trail running, all that other stuff is from me. So
very cool. Daniel Burton wants to know, a lot of questions from the audience today. Daniel Burton wants to know, where did you learn your trade?
Depends on what trade. Graphic design. I went to Columbia College in Chicago.
Oh, cool.
But I come from a kind of artistic background. My father used to be a professional photographer.
Oh, okay.
So when I was little, I would see, like the art directors, creative directors come in with storyboards and just marker renderings. And I always loved to draw. So it stemmed from all the way back there. But as far as the customs, it came from COVID.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was totally bored, and all of my work was through races. So I do race designs for running races, and that totally shut down. So I'm like, I'm a sneakerhead. I have all these shoes. I've seen customs. I've done, customs before as a little kid, like just get a magic marker and draw on it. So I kind of like perfected that process. And then someone asked me, hey, can you do a singlet? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Let's try it out.
Okay.
So it came from COVID.
That's amazing. That's so amazing.
I know, right?
Oh man. I mean, that just seems like such a long time ago, and so much has changed since then.
Oh my gosh, I know for sure.
But yeah, that's really wild.
Yeah.
So, well, you brought up your dad. So, did you grow up in this area?
I was born and raised in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
I was raised in Edgewater.
Oh, all right.
Which is right next to Rogers Park.
Yeah.
And then went to college in downtown area, and then right after college, I went to Leo Burnett as a graphic designer in advertising.
Oh yeah.
And I was there for, let's say 20 years, 15, 20 years.
So were you at the office on Wacker?
Yes.
That one?
Yeah, the big
giant building.
Leo Burnett building.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
I was there. So yeah, I started out in
What years
in
were you
advertising.
there?
I want to say late 1990s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I used to have a client in that same building.
Okay.
And I would see it. I'd be there all the time.
Okay.
And I'm like, that would have been weird if we were like in the elevator.
I know.
You know,
Comes full
both have been
circle.
our like
I know,
prior
right?
lives. You know.
And then here we are.
Yeah.
In front of very sweet smelling shoes.
Oh, that's so funny. So then, like growing up, did your dad want you to like? Did he was like putting a camera in your hand or like what?
Is this going to
We're going
be
to-
the
what did
Asian?
he want you to
did I
do?
disappoint my parents?
Yeah, did you? That's where I'm going. I'm trying to lead into it. Not
Okay.
trying. I think I kind of sprung it on Chris Chung
Right.
Chung last week.
Oh
so.
my god,
So
I was hysterical. I was like laughing because I'm like,
Yeah.
I know that. Like that's an Asian thing.
Yeah,
Like,
of
have
course.
you disappointed your parents because you didn't become like a doctor
Yeah.
or somewhere in big money kind of thing?
Yeah.
No, actually, my dad didn't want me to be in the creative field
Oh, okay.
because he said that it's a lot of work,
Mm-hmm.
and that he did want me to be sort of like, well, he didn't discourage it. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
He just said,
Yeah.
I don't want you to be a photographer.
Oh, okay.
My mom wanted me to be a doctor
Okay.
or a dentist because her side is all dentistry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You come from a line of dentists?
Yes, she was a dental hygienist.
Okay.
My grandfather, her dad, was a dentist.
Okay.
General dentist
you
in the uptown area.
So you broke the chain.
I broke the chain. And now I'm here in front of the wall with Kofuzi. Life is good, man.
So there was some pressure to be in the dental space.
A little
But-
bit, but I was the worst student.
Okay.
I mean, I tell everyone like
Yeah.
I don't have that math gene. Like
Yeah.
like all my other Asian friends. I was horrible in that. But I loved art.
Yeah.
I would draw and do stuff like that. But yeah, the cerebral
Yeah.
thing was not really.
Yeah. Are your parents still here?
My mom is. My dad passed away before our son was born.
Oh, okay.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Is your mom proud of what you're doing? Does she understand what you're doing?
She does.
Okay.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah. She comes over and says, "So, what are you drawing today?
Okay.
What are you
Yeah.
painting today?
Yeah.
You get a lot of work in.
Okay.
She's worried about more of the financial.
Yeah.
Like, am I
Yeah, yeah.
keeping myself busy? I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, mom. I'm keeping myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's,
busy.
I mean, every time I ask this question to somebody, ultimately it only comes down to like, they just want to know, like, are you keeping busy?
Right.
Do you have enough work?
Exactly. Right.
And I just feel like doctor is a nice shorthand for that. Like, I mean, I guess like saying you should be a doctor is like an Asian way of saying like, I just want you to be fulfilled and like reasonably financially secure. But
Exactly.
like, we're all too emotionally closed off to state that.
So it's the general Asian statement. I just want to be a doctor or be something like that. But my dad always told me, no matter what you do, make sure you love it.
Okay.
Because if you love something and you do it every day, it's not work.
Yeah.
So just follow your passion is
Okay.
pretty much what he told me.
Yeah. Did you ever ask your dad what his parents wanted him to be?
Actually, no.
Because like an Asian photographer is not a common thing. Like a professional photographer in the United
Right.
States,
Right.
like from your dad's generation,
Yeah.
is not common.
Right.
So like that would have been a hard sell. I mean that's probably as hard a sell as being like, oh, I'm a singlet customizer,
Right.
or I make videos on YouTube.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like,
Right.
did you ever have any conversations with him about that?
I never did. He really never talked about his parents.
Yeah,
Actually,
okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I knew his grandma and stuff. I'm his mom when I was growing up, but his dad passed away. His dad was a Buddhist minister who kind of founded the Midwest Buddhist Temple in Old
okay.
Town.
Oh,
He's one
really?
of the founders
Okay.
that brought Buddhism here from Japan. But yeah, he never told me about what his parents wanted him to
Yeah.
do. So
Yeah. Yeah, I could relate to that because I don't really know that much about my grandparents either.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like my dad's dad passed away when I was, I think, a baby.
Okay.
I don't recall him at all.
Okay.
I know my mom's dad. I come from a line of pastors, so I broke that line.
Okay.
So my mom's dad was a pastor. My dad was a pastor, and then now I'm a guy that makes YouTube videos for a living. So,
But you're killing it, man. You're killing it.
but yeah, it's just like weird that like, and I guess not weird. I guess this is how it was.
Yeah.
You know, like people didn't talk about stuff.
Yeah. Especially like that generation.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. Here's one. People, I've been seeing a bunch of these, or different varieties of this one. Eric says, we keep dancing around the obvious here. What's it going to take to get a Kofuzi Run Club Itahara Run Siglet with a dragon on it? What, 10 Chicago dogs, 5 Italian beefs, a deep dish? what do we got to do? I mean, I think that we could do just I like the Kofuzi Run Club. I mean, the dragon logo's ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We just got to find a way to put it on a singlet.
I mean, that's all you, dude.
Yeah.
You know, if you could source it out, you know,
Do you have someone that you use? Or can you put me in touch with the Cara People's person?
They use Marathon Sportswear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's that based out of?
Blue Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I could, and even the race that I race direct that you ran, that you filmed.
Yeah.
The president of it is like, hey, can you get Kofuzi back to? We got a new course, and
Oh, is there a new
it's it's a lot better now, and you know, Heartbreak is going to be there again as one of our sponsors. But it's like every time it's like, yeah, can you get? I'm like, he's a busy dude. I mean, he's in Germany. He said, why would he want to go to Northbrook?
No,
you know?
well, I'd like to do the race again.
Yeah.
But like it moved back to May, right?
Yeah,
It wasn't the fall that
actually-
one year. Now it was back.
Right,
back
yeah.
Now it's back in the spring.
Yeah, it's May.
It's coming up, right?
Yeah, it's actually this month, end of this month.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I'm not in like May is hard for me.
Right.
Because I got all these nieces and
And
nephews.
I told him that you
They're
know,
always
you have family
graduating.
obligations and stuff
They're
like
always
that.
graduating from things.
Yeah.
But this is like the last year. I got a couple of years break. So
Okay.
like next year, May is like running month.
Really?
So I'll be there. I'll try to make it out next year.
I'll comp you a registration. I think I know.
You know
someone.
what's funny is that like I'll be in the most random places and people will be like, I saw your video about the race for Mr. Blonde, and I'm like,
interesting.
oh, you must have been a student because I've like no one. I don't know. I never
Oh,
met, had
Mr.
the,
Blonde.
I never had the
Right.
pleasure of meeting him.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And so like I just know it as the Lou Blonde 5K.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone's like, oh, you were there for the Mr. Blonde's race, and I was like, the what? They're like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, that was me. So that's happened to me 2 different times.
wow,
where,
that's cool.
Where people are like, they don't really watch the channel, but that popped up in their feed somehow.
Wow.
You know, and so that's how they were like. That's how this. It's not like Chicago Marathon video.
Right.
It's not Tokyo Marathon
Some
video.
random 5K race.
It's from the Lou Blonde 5K in Northbrook.
Wow.
You know,
Crazy YouTube algorithm.
it is.
Right?
It's so specific.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll figure out a way to get that done.
Cool,
Maybe
very
you
cool.
could put me in touch with some people because like the main thing is I want it with someone that has experience on technical fabrics.
Okay.
Because there's like a local screen printer out here that I was thinking maybe I'll do that. Because I'm like, well, I'm new in town. I should throw business to a local screen printer, but I don't know them.
Right.
I don't know if they've done like singlets and stuff before.
Yeah,
But-
I'll get you the contact.
Okay.
Over there.
Cool.
For sure.
All right, guys, you heard it here. We're gonna get some singlets.
Getting it done.
But then I got to figure out a way to like take orders and sell them and then send them out, you know? I know.
That's the hard part right there.
Yeah. I just don't want to do it.
Shipping international is a pain.
Well, I'm not going to do it. I don't think I'm going to do it international. That just makes it a lot easier.
Right.
You know, I'm like, it's another headache. And then we got to worry about the taxes
Right.
and all that stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. All right. Sean Devlin says he's envisioning a Kofuzi Run Club shakeout photo with 100 people wearing the custom singlet. That would be kind of cool.
That would be cool, actually.
You know.
Cool.
Stevie76 said, would there ever be Itahara design running underwear?
Where's that question coming from?
I don't know. Stevie's sometimes the questions come out of left field a little bit.
Like a custom underwear or
I don't know.
Like-
That's what I said. Itahara design running underwear. Would you ever custom design an underwear for someone? It's It seems kind of like you're gonna put clothes on top of it. So why would you do that?
Right. Unless you want to run in underwear.
Maybe.
I mean,
have you ever done a sports bra?
No.
I feel like that would be a really cool thing.
You know what? I did have an idea of.
I don't know where this is going, but I'm intrigued.
I'm
intrigued.
No, this is gonna be totally PG. Maybe PG-13.
Okay.
So I was in Eugene, and the weather is kind of damp and dreary and cold.
Yeah.
And so I was running the half, and I see like the marathon people passing me, and a lot of them had the bloody nipple thing.
Yeah.
And in my delirium of trying to finish a race that I never trained for, I thought, wouldn't it be funny? Maybe it's already out there. I don't know. I'm copywriting this right now on the Kofuzi live stream. Doing a custom of just like red paint, like dripping down. So you line up at the start line with already bloody nipples.
Like pre-bloody
Bloody nipple custom shirt. So if anyone wants that, shout out.
I don't think that's gonna sell.
Come on.
I'm just telling you. I don't know.
Or
man.
I could go the other route, which
Yeah.
I won't, which has to do with incontinence.
Okay.
Sometimes you just have to do number 2 when you're doing, but have like, that
Just streaks
stain
streaks on the back.
streaks on
Pre-streaked.
bacon strip streaks. on
Okay. All right.
okay, I'm probably not gonna be invited back there anymore. So.
Let's talk about these. What you got here on the table?
So I figured, it's
almost time
happy
to go.
hour.
Yeah.
I'm into like cool looking cans. So these are
Show this camera up over here.
Oh, these are sparkling ones based on the Street Fighter.
I love it.
This is white grape,
Okay.
and this is peach flavor. So
Yeah.
you could pick whichever one.
I like the red can more,
Okay.
but I want to have the peach flavor.
Okay.
Can I have the peach one? Have you tried both of these?
I have not. I've tried the other
Okay.
flavors.
Okay.
And they're pretty decent actually. So
What was the best flavor that you've had so far?
I forgot which one it was. I think it was the peach flavor. Yeah.
Okay. Are all the different characters a different flavor?
I've only found each character is different, but I've only found like 3 characters.
Oh, okay.
So-
Oh, okay. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for bringing these.
Oh, thanks for having
This
me
is
over.
great.
Yeah.
Happy hour is much better in person. I like
know.
this.
It's happy with a friend.
This is tasty. This is really good.
It is.
There was nothing in any Tokyo vending machine that tasted anywhere near this good. I gotta tell you.
But
Although there was that one Kirin, it was like a Sprite but made by Kirin.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Non-alcoholic.
I thought it was gonna be because I've only seen Kirin beer,
Right,
But
yeah.
I think they make a whole line of soft drinks.
Okay. Wow. Did you try the sweet cream in a can? They had that.
No, I
There's
didn't try
that,
any of those.
or there's the strawberry shortcake in a can.
No, I had a whole bunch of like coffees because I was like,
Okay.
one of these has got to be good.
Yeah.
And, like I had like 6 in a row that were like just they all tasted like instant coffee in a can.
Okay.
And I was like, I give up. I give
Kind
up.
of like.
This is tasty.
Yeah,
I like
it
this.
is,
Thank
actually.
You got white grape. I feel like white grape is a flavor that's very popular in Asian sweets,
Yes.
but not in the United States.
yes.
I think it's highly underrated.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
You don't think they don't have white grape here, or maybe it's too subtle of a flavor?
I think so. A lot of the Asian flavors are very subtle that I find,
Yeah.
especially like
Yeah.
Japanese.
Yeah,
You get sort of like that hint. It's not as powerful as
Yeah, but this is a tea as well, lightly carbonated,
sparkling tea.
very very refreshing. I can go for this.
Very cool.
I was just talking to our mutual friend Mac.
Okay.
His wife works on beverage products,
Okay.
and they were talking about like a sparkling tea, and I'm like, that sounds gross. I don't think I would like that, but this is delicious.
Yeah, that's good.
So we'll have to tell Mac.
There you go.
Dude, just copy this stuff. It's really good. It's really good.
You heard it here first, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Present wants to know, does white grape taste like purple grape?
I don't discriminate.
No,
You know,
yeah. Well, I mean,
white,
they're
purple, black.
I know, but like they taste very different.
Yeah,
So
they
like if
do.
you took like Welch's grape juice,
Right.
and added like some seltzer water, like or sparkling water
Right,
to it,
right.
that's a different flavor than white grape.
Right. Yeah.
Drinks,
Yeah.
you know?
No, it does taste a lot different.
Yeah, it's like it's sweeter.
Yes.
It's I think the closest grape that I can say that tastes to white grape. Have you seen they make there's like they grow a new kind of grape. I think it's called cotton candy grape or a
yeah.
bubblegum grape.
Yeah,
Have you
I've
seen
tried
those?
those, yeah.
They're really big.
Yeah.
But like they're all over. That's like it's like taking over grocery stores.
Yeah.
now.
For me, it was just too sweet.
But that's what white grape tastes like to me.
Interesting.
To me, I guess.
Huh.
I don't know. But like I remember when I was in. I mean, I haven't seen grape like this pretty much since. But like literally decades ago, I was in Korea, and there were grapes where you couldn't eat the skin on it.
You had to peel them.
Yeah,
Okay.
you would kind of like bite it first, and then if you pinched it, then the grape would pop out. Wow. And it would taste. I don't know if it was a white grape. They weren't white skins, but like they taste like white grape. So whenever I think of that, I think of oh, these are those annoying grapes that taste good, but you have to like shell them, like pistachios almost.
Are those like genetically altered?
I have no idea. I don't know. I've only seen them in Korea. I could probably get them at the Korean grocery store.
Okay. Huh, maybe I'll take a look next time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you probably could have just eaten them. Maybe it's just my grandma. She was just like, "Don't eat that outside part."
Maybe a texture thing.
Maybe
You know?
I don't know. Yeah. Sean Devlin says, "This is good grape talk."
Kind of reminds me of that SNL skit.
Yeah.
The NPR thing. Yeah. I'm not gonna go into it, but if you know, you know. I don't know which camera. You know. So.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Eric says, "There's plenty of grapes where you don't eat the skin because of the bitter tannins." And Eliza says it's a muscat grape. That might be it. I think that's it. I think
Okay.
that's it.
Your audience is very knowledgeable.
It's like but amongst the entire group, there's a lot of knowledge here. There's usually someone that's like an expert on everything, at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's wild, but that's the power of a
That's
group.
cool.
You know.
That's cool.
Calvin says we're really gonna explore the tannins profile. All right. So before you go, because I know you got to get going and pick up your kid.
Yep.
You mentioned that I've met your son before.
Okay.
I think I met him at the Lublin race because he ran it that day
Yeah.
that I ran.
Yeah.
It was really funny because I was like, you were like, "Hey, this is Kofuzi," and he was just like, he just finished running a 5K, and he was like, "Whatever."
He's like that
Yeah.
no matter what time
Yeah.
of day. You know.
But I'm just like, yeah, because to him, I'm just like his dad's friend.
right.
You know, He doesn't care,
Right,
and that's like
right.
the exact response that I would expect.
Right.
Has your son like ever experienced like people recognizing you as like the customizer?
He told me one story, not really a story. When he started high school, he was in one of his classes, and kid comes up to him and goes, "Hey, are you related to that Itahara custom guy?" It's like, "Yeah, it's my dad," and that was about it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's not the extent of the excitement.
Yeah, okay.
You know, it's sort of like, yeah, all right,
All right.
yeah, I know him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Cool.
my dad.
Oh, that's so funny.
End of discussion. So, moment has passed. So,
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah.
All right. Is he into any graphic design or anything like that? What's he
No,
into?
he's actually very musical. So
Okay.
he plays trumpet.
Okay.
In the marching band and also in the wind ensemble at high school.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
he's starting that. But yeah,
Nice.
he actually hates running. He flat out told me, "Dad, I just don't like running. I just don't."
Yeah.
And I said, "Son, I do too sometimes."
Yeah, that's
you know?
okay. It's totally
We all
okay.
have those moments where
Yeah.
it's like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
But then once you finish, the endorphins kick in. I'm like, oh, I want to do it again.
Yeah.
But him is like, no, I just, regardless, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So,
I think that there's a lot of barriers to kids liking running.
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
One is like, well, until your kids get large enough to wear adult size shoes, the shoes are terrible.
Yes.
So I'm like, that's like a part of it.
Yeah.
But I also just feel like there's kids. I mean, adults don't understand easy days, but kids really don't understand easy days. So like everything is just like a sprint.
Yeah.
It's miserable, you know.
Yeah.
So like, I think it's okay. Maybe he'll come to it later, or maybe he won't ever. That's all right.
Maybe he will, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So how disappointed are you that he's not into running or graphic design?
Well, you better become a doctor now. Since he's not going to be a runner, you better be a doctor. Just kidding.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I mean, my daughter's we have to go to her. She had a choir concert today,
very
so
cool.
she's been singing. We bought him a keyboard and stuff,
Okay.
you know, because I feel like, you know, if you are Asian and you have a house, there
Right.
has to be a keyboard in there. It's like a rule.
Yes. Yes.
But that's part of it's my fault because I haven't signed him up for lessons, and I keep thinking, well, I'll teach him because I took like a lot of piano lessons growing up.
Okay.
But then I never do. So like it's on me. So I should probably just get him into lessons or whatever. But like she's been liking singing a lot more.
Oh, that's very cool. So she's gonna become a doctor? Huh?
I mean, I hope not. It's a hard lifestyle.
It is, and
You know what I
it's
mean?
not that glamorous either. I mean, it's a lot of work for sometimes not a lot of pay, from what I understand. So,
Yeah. I mean, it's hard work.
Yeah.
It's hard work. I don't think it's quite the golden ticket that it used to be.
Yeah. No,
You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
So but I just want her to be fulfilled, be busy,
Exactly.
Enjoy what she's doing.
Have a roof over the head.
Yeah,
kind of
whatever
thing.
that is,
Yeah,
it's fine with me.
for sure.
All right, I've taken up way too much of your time
It's all right.
already,
It
but
went by so fast.
it was good to have you here.
Good to be here.
You're fully booked right now, though, for customs.
Fully booked. I have some things design wise in the works.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see what happens. But
When will you not be full?
I'm always full.
Okay.
But
Well, you just put out a thing saying like you can email me if you want customs. So you weren't full when you did that.
I think I was just sleep deprived.
Oh,
But I mean, graphic design is always open for
Okay.
stuff, but customs take a little bit
yeah.
more of my time per se.
Okay.
So, but
All
yeah,
right.
but I keep people posted.
Okay.
On
So
stuff,
where can they find out when you're going to be available?
Usually just on my page, I'll post it at Itahara_art
On Instagram.
on Instagram.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Anything else you want to say that we didn't cover at all today? Any parting words you want to leave everyone with?
Usually I'm really good at being really witty,
Okay.
but right now I'm like, I'm just happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you here, Ann. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's always good to surround yourself with good people
I agree.
that have the same mentality
All right.
on life. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Cool.
Love
Well, thank you
being
very
here.
much.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow, I think we'll have a video on the Saucony Triumph 20. That's that blank spot above Greg's head. That's why there's no shoe there, because I've been running in them. We'll do the 100-mile review, and then we'll do another live stream for Friday, same time as today, 1 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully, you'll see you then. All right. Until then, be safe out there, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.